In the rugged, unforgiving valleys of Afghanistan, a land scarred by decades of conflict, one name echoes as a symbol of unwavering resistance. Ahmad Shah Massoud, known as the Lion of Panjshir. His story is not just one of military genius, but of a man who held a vision for his country that defied the tide of extremism. Today, we journey into the life of the commander who refused to surrender. Born in 1953 in the Panjshir Valley, a natural fortress north of Kabul, Massoud's destiny seemed intertwined with the fate of his homeland. From a young age, he was a voracious reader, a poet, and a student of engineering. But the Soviet invasion in 1979 transformed the scholar into a warrior. The towering peaks and narrow gorges of his home became his greatest allies. He wasn't just fighting an invader. He was defending his home, his culture, and his people's future. Massoud's tactics were legendary. He employed guerrilla warfare with masterful precision, turning the Panjshir Valley into an impenetrable bastion. While the Soviets controlled the skies with their helicopters, Massoud's Mujahideen controlled the ground. They knew every cave, every pass, every rock. They would strike with lightning speed and then vanish back into the landscape, leaving the mighty Soviet army frustrated and demoralized. For a decade, the Soviets tried and failed 9 times to conquer the Panjshir. Massoud's resistance became a beacon of hope for Afghans across the country, but his fight was about more than just military victory. Unlike many warlords of his time, Massoud was a strategist with a political vision. He believed in an independent, sovereign Afghanistan, one that was modern and moderate, where education was for all, and different ethnic groups could coexist peacefully. He established administrative structures within his territory, built schools, and enforced a system of justice. He was building a state within a state, a model for what a post-war Afghanistan could look like. He wasn't just a commander, he was a leader, a builder. After the Soviet withdrawal in 1989 and the subsequent collapse of the communist government, a new, more insidious threat emerged from the south. The Taliban. Their rise was swift and brutal. Fueled by a rigid extremist ideology, they swept across the country, imposing a harsh and oppressive rule. City after city fell, and many commanders either joined them or fled. But not Massoud. He saw the Taliban for what they were, a force that threatened to drag Afghanistan back into a dark age. He retreated to his stronghold in the north and formed the Northern Alliance, a coalition of various ethnic and political groups united by their opposition to the Taliban. Once again, Massoud was the face of resistance, the last major commander standing against a seemingly unstoppable force. From his base in the Panjshir, he fought a desperate, lonely war. The world, for the most part, looked away. He was outgunned and outnumbered, his forces encircled. Yet, he never lost hope. He traveled to Europe, addressing the European Parliament, warning the West about the global threat posed by the Taliban and their allies. He pleaded for support, not for himself, but for the Afghan people who were suffering under the Taliban's tyranny. He warned that if the world ignored Afghanistan, the consequences would eventually reach their own shores. His words were prophetic, but tragically, few listened in time. In the late summer of 2001, Massoud knew that a major international event was on the horizon. He could feel the ground shifting. He sensed that his enemies were growing more desperate. He gave a series of interviews, trying one last time to sound the alarm. He spoke of a network of terror that had its base in Afghanistan, but its sights set on the West. On September 9th, 2001, 2 men posing as journalists gained access to Massoud's compound. They claimed to be from an Arab news agency and had been waiting for weeks for an interview. As they set up their camera, they detonated a bomb hidden within it. Ahmad Shah Massoud, the Lion of Panjshir, the man who had survived the Soviet army and fought the Taliban to a standstill, was assassinated. Just 2 days later, the world was shaken by the attacks of September 11th. Dire warnings had come true in the most horrific way imaginable. His assassination was no coincidence. It was a calculated move by Al-Qaeda to remove the one leader who could have united Afghanistan against them in the aftermath of their planned attack on America. They needed to eliminate the leader of the resistance before the world turned its full attention to Afghanistan. Today, Ahmad Shah Massoud is officially recognized as a national hero of Afghanistan. His portrait is a common sight across the country, a symbol of defiance and a dream of a different future. His legacy is complex and debated, as are all figures in the turbulent history of his nation. But one thing is undeniable. He was a man of principle who dedicated his life to his country. He refused to bow to foreign invaders and refused to surrender to domestic extremists. His story is a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, one person's courage can inspire a nation. It's a testament to the idea that fighting for what you believe in, for freedom, for justice, for a better future, is a battle worth waging, no matter the odds. The Lion of Panjshir may be gone, but his roar still echoes through the valleys of Afghanistan and across the world. Thank you for watching. If you found this story inspiring, please like, share, and subscribe for more documentaries on the figures who shaped our world. See you next time.